The controllers clicked, the crowd cheered, and then the gunfire.
Breaking news tonight, 3 people are dead, including a gunman, after a mass shooting at a video game tournament in Jacksonville, Florida. 11 other people have been wounded in that incident. Police have identified the suspect as a 24-year-old from Baltimore who was taking part in that competition. I'm Ken McLeod.
And I'm Katie Brace. Part of the shooting was actually streamed live as players took part in that tournament. WBZ's Tiffany Chan is live in the Satellite Center.
On August 26, 2018, what began as a Madden NFL video game tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, ended in one of the darkest days in esports history. 2 players would never walk out alive. 11 others would be scarred forever, and the gaming world would never look at tournaments the same way again. This is the story of a lone gunman whose quiet obsession with video games exploded into shocking violence at a Madden tournament in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's play it back. Let's rewind the crime. The Madden NFL 19 Classic was supposed to be a celebration. The latest version of the game had just been released, and players from around the country gathered at Jacksonville Landing, a riverfront mall, to battle for $5,000 and a chance to qualify for the Madden Classic in Las Vegas. The players called themselves a brotherhood, a tight-knit community that laughed, traded jokes, and trash-talked one another like family. But one competitor didn't fit in: David Katz, 24 years old, pale, detached, always with that vacant stare, so chilling that even his own father once described it as looking right through you. Katz arrived alone after an 11-hour drive from Baltimore. He wore mirrored sunglasses, a plaid shirt, and carried a purple Ravens backpack. What no one knew was that inside were 2 handguns and extra ammunition. While others swapped stories and looked ahead to the next big event, Katz snapped when asked what he was looking forward to. "Don't worry about it," he muttered, turning away. Katz wasn't new to Madden. He'd won tournaments before, but his behavior was always strange. He rarely smiled. He avoided handshakes. He could pull off a brilliant play 1 second, then sit stone-faced as if nothing mattered. No one in Jacksonville knew about his childhood, the custody battles, psychiatric hospitalizations, violent outbursts at home. To them, he was just another competitor. Quiet, awkward, but harmless. At least, that's what they thought. On Sunday afternoon, Katz faced Reginald Boogs Brown in the single elimination bracket. The game was close. Katz even recovered an onside kick, a clever trick few would have remembered was legal. But it wasn't enough. He lost. Katz said nothing. He simply walked away. Minutes later, he came back through the glass door, past the Mario Brothers mural. Same plaid shirt, same blank expression. This time, carrying 2 guns. The game room was crammed with nearly 150 people. Narrow aisles, no real security. Katz pulled out his 9mm pistol, fitted with a laser sight. The red dot flickered across the chest of Elijah "Trueboy" Clayton, one of the brightest young stars in Madden. Elijah didn't notice. He was smiling, focused on the game in front of him. Then the dot steadied, and Katz opened fire.
Got a lot of good games going on.
It's a lot. It's going to be hard to get them on stream. It's a lot.
It's not a tough out today. Excuse me, not an easy out.
Clayton slumped forward in his chair, hit twice in the chest. The live stream cut to black, but the audio carried on. Viewers around the world heard the massacre unfold live. Players dove under tables. Others sprinted for the back exit, slipping on floors now slick with blood. Tony Montagnino felt a white-hot bullet tear into his back. Spinning around, he caught a glimpse of Katz's smoke-filled silhouette and realized he was muttering, maybe even counting his shots. Nearby, Timothy O'Leary and Selimo was hit 3 times: chest, wrist, hip, and on the patio, 27-year-old Taylor "Spot Me Please" Robertson lay flat on his back, staring blankly at the sky. Inside, chaos gave way to silence, and then, one final crack. Katz turned the gun on himself. By the time first responders rushed in at 1:36 p.m., 2 players were dead, 11 others wounded. The shooter was gone. 2 lives lost: Elijah Trueboy Clayton just 22 years old. Popular, confident, saving his winnings to pay for college. Taylor "Spot Me Pools" Robertson, 27. A husband, a father, and one of the most respected players in the game. They weren't just competitors. They were symbols of what made the Madden community special: talent, respect, and heart. For esports, the shooting was a turning point. Small, local tournaments that once felt like safe havens were never the same. Across the country, organizers introduced bag checks, metal detectors, armed guards. What was once a celebration of community now carried the weight of vulnerability. The Jacksonville shooting left scars that will never fully heal. For survivors, the memories echo: the gunfire, the screams, the smell of smoke. For families, the loss is immeasurable. Elijah Clayton and Taylor Robertson came to play the game they loved. Instead, their names became part of a tragedy that changed gaming forever.
If you found this story compelling, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. This has been a Rewind the Crime production. And just like every case, let's play it back. Let's rewind the crime.